But we're going to go over to another guy here. It reminds me of Earl Meggett. Remember him? Earl Meggett? This is going to be Xavier Legette. Muscles going over to you, Xavier Legette, senior, 6'3", 227 pounds. What do you think of the X-Man?
So first off, he's a fifth-year player or senior with 1 year of production. I kind of noticed that right off the bat because he has a very vast injury history.
We need an alarm button. Woo, woo.
Yeah. He has an injury history and a motorcycle accident.
Ooh.
So, wow.
Yeah. Good speed. I thought he high-pointed the ball real good. Good at playing through contact. I thought he was a good yak guy. Just not a good separator. Needs long speed to win and just a limited route tree. And like I said, that 1 year of production, I kind of knocked him on that.
That's very alarming.
Yeah.
So I heard this. I wish I could. I can't remember the podcast, but basically, they came out and said, we thought he was going to be 6'3". He's 6'1". He ended up weighing less. He's not near as fast as what we thought, which that's what I seen. I seen he was fast.
Yeah.
But I watched the Senior Bowl and he could not separate.
Yeah, I know.
He could not separate. So I don't know. I mean, and I've heard also on podcasts that he was hurt at the Senior Bowl. So was that, it's just hard to explain, but whenever you've been hurt, like you said, you see that, then you hear at the Senior Bowl, he was banged up. That's alarming. 1 year of production. I'm just more leaning out.
Right.
I think it's going to go too high for me.
And you look, man, Muscle said it best. 1 year of production, super senior type guy. And here it is. I mean, you look at the games that he actually played well in. Against Kentucky, 8 for 94 and 2 touchdowns. Against Vanderbilt, 9 for 120. Yep. Against JVST, whoever the hell that is. 9 catches for 217 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Against Clemson, 6 for 68. I mean, against Texas A&M, 3 for 20.
Yeah.
I mean, that's alarming too.
Right. And I mean, that's the thing. I mean, he could get his injury thing figured out and could be a decent player, but it's like you said, I mean,
probably, and I can see the NFL taking him high.
Yeah.
I can see the NFL taking him in. Well, I mean, he did have a bad Senior Bowl. That probably does dock him. But if he did come out and say, like, hey, I was a little bit banged up, and at least you participated, some NFL team might overlook it, and he goes in the second or third round.
Right.
And I'm not taking him in the second round of a NFL. Or not of the NFL. If I was a GM or a fantasy draft, no.
Right.
If the NFL scouts and people are smart, they let this guy be a day 3 pick because he's nothing special. I mean,
for some reason, he just reminds me of Treylon Burks. I don't know why. Which Treylon Burks had a better profile. I don't even know why. Just when I watched him, I was like, "Ooh, Treylon Burks."
That's another name Ty loves, Treylon Burks.
Yeah, what a bust that was.
I like on the Fantasy Feud whenever they get on there and they're like, we'll bring up some player. Like, who do you think would be a value? Ty's like, they both suck. I don't want them.
And you know what? I sit here and badmouth Treylon Burks, and I take him in every start.
I do too.
He goes in the 10th round. I'm like, I might as well try.
I'm always like, oh man, there's that glimmer of hope.
They got a whole new offensive scheme coming up here, so I get excited.
Plus, I always like the story of him hunting hogs with his,
yeah, I know.
I'm like, that dude got out. Savage. Yeah.
So what do you think, Ty? I mean, that's why you don't win taking Treylon Burks in the 10th round, right?
I'm not surprised. Really, I ain't. I'm not. I mean, that's a player Muscle take, and we'll rot on this roster with his average age of 20-year-olds on this team. I don't get it. That's what he's into.
And I'm telling you, I'm sure a lot of listeners listen, but if you can, listen to Fantasy View because there's always at least one funny moment during them shows. I love that. So, but he's someone, like I said, like with the production.
Yeah.
That's a scary right there to me. And like I said, you get into the guts of it. On the tape, I wasn't impressed. And then you see the games he did have that he actually played well against that weak competition.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, man.